Alright, let's look at how we divide fractions. When we're dividing fractions, if you haven't already covered it, make sure you go over how to multiply fractions, because we're going to be using that pretty heavily here. But dividing fractions, what we're going to do is we're going to take whatever number we're dividing by, we're going to take it the reciprocal of that. That is, we're going to flip that fraction upside down, and as we do that, we're going to change this to multiplication. So we're going to start off with 2/3, and we're going to change it to multiplication. We're just going to take this second fraction and flip it upside down, taking the reciprocal of it. So 2/3 times 5/4. That is equal to 2/3 divided by 4/5. And at this point, we're just doing multiplication of fractions. 2 times 5 over 3 times 4. I'm doing this because I can see that I can do a little bit of cancellation here. This will give me 5 over 6. So the 5 up top, the 3 times 2 down below, we get 5 over 6. This kind of goes back to, some of you may be comfortable with dividing by 2, for instance, is the same as multiplying by 3/2. So 3 divided by 2 is the same as 3/2. Well, of course that is. That's 3 divided by 2. This is 3 divided by 2. But another way I could have written that is 3 times 1/2. Which gives us 3 over 1 times 1 over 2, which is 3/2. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. It's always the number that follows your division that you're going to be flipping upside down. So in this case, it would be the 3/4. It would never be the 12/5 that I'd flip upside down. It's always the one that we're dividing by. So in this case, and also I should say that the order is important when we're talking about division. You don't want to swap these around. So 12/5 is the number we're starting with, and now I'm going to change it to multiplication. So instead of divided by 3/4, it'll be 4/3. And at this point, let's see, 12 times 4 over 5 times 3. Again, I'm doing this to show my cancellation. I can cancel a factor of 3 because 12 is 3 times 4, and I cancel it out over here. And you can see the 4s don't cancel, though, because they're both up top. This is 4 times 4, that's 16. We end up with 16/5. I already know that this is in lowest terms because I did all the cancellation I could here. The 5 is prime, and clearly it's not going to cancel with the 4s. So 16 over 5 is in lowest terms. If I take something like 5 divided by 1/2, again, you don't need to have both of these numbers to be fractions in order to use this rule, or you could think of this first number as a fraction. If you want to, you could think of it as 5 over 1 divided by 1 over 2. At this point, you can see I'm going to change this to multiplication. I'm going to say 5 over 1 times, well, flip this 1/2 upside down, I get 2 over 1, which is 10 over 1, and it's kind of silly to write it that way. So I'm going to get rid of the divided by 1 and just write it as 10. 5 divided by 1/2 is 10. That's right. Alright, let's do this one. 1/3 divided by 6. Again, when you start seeing fractions with division, just think of everything as a fraction. So this 6 I'll think of as 6 over 1. And then I get 1/3 times, I'm not flipping that one upside down, it's the one that follows your division, times 1 over 6. Well, up top, 1 times 1 is 1. And on the bottom, 6 times 3, or 3 times 6, is 18. So we got 1/18.